Welcome back to Dial of Twang. I'm Dave. So, we're going to wrap this thing up today with this Southern D jam. If you're just dropping in for the first time, there's 3 videos this week preceding this one. They're labeled 1, 2, and 3. They all have a title similar to Southern or Southbound Jam or Southern Jam in D. And in each one of those, we took a couple of licks, a couple of ideas, and really explored them. And I showed you examples of those and slowed them down and things. And the thing that's added today, and what I just did, is a little bit of, up until today, everything was minor pentatonic, okay? D minor pentatonic. And if that's all we ever used on a jam like this, we'd be fine. you know, if we just continued to invest in that and explore that and get more expressive and deeper into that pentatonic and blues feel on this, we'd never run out of ideas. But one way you can kind of spice it up a little bit with a little bit of a diatonic sound is with this D Dorian kind of sprinkled in there. And when I was playing this, just warming up here right before I turned the camera on, I started thinking about the band Widespread Panic and their guitar style and how they really patiently, use these modes and kind of, they're not real elaborate melodies sometimes, but a lot of their well-known hooks to their songs are single note guitar parts that are just, they're almost sort of like horn lines in other styles of music and arrangements that just really stretch out over like long phrases and stuff. And it's really cool. If you haven't checked them out as much as some of the other, more household names of Southern rock or whatever, definitely check them out. So, Dorian, there's a lot of videos on YouTube and on this channel even that get into Dorian and, how to kind of formulate that and what it is and how it's derived from a key and so forth. I'm just going to show you kind of the one quick way to find it if you don't already have a kind of a mental map or a muscle memory of it. It's the mode that's based off the 2 minor chord in a major key. This jam is actually a D minor type jam. When I played that riff, really using like a mid-range, octave of a power chord. It's root, 5th root. It's like that. So there's not a third in there, right? It's kind of ambiguous. But in the bass line and in the guitar riff, that's clearly that minor pentatonic sound, right? That F natural. So, like I said, I'm not going to get deeply into this, but let's treat this as a 2, 1, 5 progression in C. Okay, so our Dorian scale is going to be the notes that are in that C major. Okay, but starting in any on D. Okay, now just put your track on and just warm up on that. Get it in your ear. If you need to start on the C just to have a reference, a home base on that, you're not used to this or something, do that. Then just realize that it's a river of those notes, right? You can start and stop on different places. It's one octave after another. start on different notes, you know. Then continue your warm up, add some pentatonic stuff in there with it. Okay, so that's just a good warm up. Now, you know, I'm cramming a lot of notes in there, not making very careful phrasings, although I did start to kind of like that a little. There was a little bit of a theme of a melody that, you know, if I was kept going here, I would start, you know, kind of going back and building on that. Um, so that's something you can do. You know, the pentatonic's going to really serve you well with this minor pentatonic, D minor pentatonic. But then you throw that D Dorian in there, and even using some of the patterns and stuff from the other licks in this series, like one of them was. Remember that kind of whipping post? Right, and that's a good little, you know, warm up too. And you know, you can do that with those Dorian notes, okay? And again, if you want to just start with that C major just to kind of get it going, you know, you can. Right? Now let's see. You know, let's check out my theory here. Is this going to work out? Let's do a little bit of that, warming up on that minor pentatonic. Don't have to go that fast. Okay, flubbed it up a little bit there or whatever. I'm kind of getting kind of sweaty in here, actually. My hands are. So that's what's different or added, what's additional in that intro that I did today compared to the last few in this series. And you know, we're not going to piecemeal review all of that because it would just, you know, take too long. But today we're talking more abstractly, you know, ideas of kind of how to map out your solo, and I just want to show you some of that really quick. And you know, go back and watch those other ones if you haven't seen them, because they're really gonna get you going with the bending. We really go into that on, I think it's the third one, where we really break down these bending licks, these repetitive bends and stuff. Boy, I am getting, you know, you get kind of oily. You get that neck really greased up there. So, different pentatonic shapes, minor pentatonic that, you know, you've been working on. Okay, now I'm sure that's one of the numbered ones in the literature that I'm not sure exactly what you call that one in that system of labeling. But one thing you can do, instead of going up to that note there, you can slide that as more of a pattern like this. Let me do that again. That's a good little pattern. Okay, and then Okay, same notes down here, but you can, when you want to dip down and get some lower notes and kind of climb all the way up the neck to get to one of those more apex type of bending or repetitive bending licks, that's a good way to do it. And here's an example of that without doing it super fast. Okay. Now, the same way you can do that up here. I think that's the one that's labeled number 1 in the series. It's that kind of whipping post type of pattern, that triplet feel. Do that with any of these pentatonic runs. That sounds good. It's musical, and that's great practice of because you have to kind of, move your positions a little bit more precisely when you got that pattern going. All right. So just, don't try to do it all at once, but, work out on each one of these elements. And then as far as the Dorian thing goes, also, because when we're using these backing tracks that I've created, they're not songs that have lyrics that we're familiar with. So we don't have a vocal line to sort of build off of in our jam, which is what a jam band's really doing usually, right? You're taking that vocal line. That's the starting point of building the thing, right? So when you're relying on all your own creative juices to do that, keep it simple. Get a line going that's just 3 or 4 notes, maybe, and don't worry if you always play it in the same place and the progression and so forth. And then build around that and mix your blues and pentatonic licks and stuff in with that, but kind of return to it here and there, right? And move it around and play different note sequences that have that same feeling of melody, like this. Much simpler than the way I just described it. Okay, boy, I'm sliding all over the place here right now. It's really hot today. We're in Southwest Missouri, and I don't know. I think it's like 99 or something right now. So anyway, I wonder what it's like where you are. But man, it has been a rough one this summer so far around here. So those are the ideas. Let me know how you do with this. Leave some comments, post some videos if you all jamming with this. A lot of you spent, a good amount of time on this series, and I hope it really pays off for you. It's very comprehensive. Like I said, if you put all those 3 or 4 videos together, each one's 20 minutes. It's a little bit of a time investment, but it really adds up to a usable set of skills that you can use, I hope, at any level. to really, get you going with this and have some fun. So let me know how it goes. Talk to you next time.